I'm Charlotte Pruett, and today I'm sitting with USC student Adam Rund, who is currently working for a fun and helpful app called Textpert. It launched 2 months ago and already has more than 2,000 users. Check it out.
You get a text from a girl named Becky, and you're not really sure what to say back. So take a screenshot and use Textpert. Go into the app and upload the screenshot of the conversation. You get to upload your request anonymously and ask friends or peers what you should text back to Becky. Put in a little context, like how you guys met and whether you want to set up a date or just want to flirt with her for now. If you give more context, you'll get better advice. Within minutes, you'll get responses from up to 5 people on what to text back. Once your Textpert responses come in, tap your favorite response, and it automatically copies and pastes on your clipboard. Give a rating to your favorite Textpert response, then go back into your text thread with Becky and paste the response. Make some adjustments or send it as is and go get that next date.
So you take a screenshot and you send it to Textpert, and then what happens? Can you walk me through the process?
Of course. So essentially, if you're asking for advice, you take a screenshot, you can add in some context, how many times you hung out, what's your end goal, something like that, and you send it up, you submit the request, and within a few minutes, you're going to get multiple responses from multiple other Textperts.
Okay.
And with those responses, you can select which one you think would fit more accurately in your conversation, and it automatically copies it to your clipboard. You switch over to your text message, paste it, and voila.
Can you edit it before you send it?
Edit, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, the
so
text.
When it copies the text that you actually get from the Textpert, but as you put it in, you can tailor it specifically to what you think may be more effective to the end user.
Okay, so it's crowdsourced. And what do you think draws people into actually responding to these requests for advice?
Like as for the Textpert?
Right.
I think there's a few different factors for that. One is for instance, my sister is actually married, but she loves using the app because she likes kind of living through the life of others, helping others get that first date.
So it's like a game, kind of?
Kind of like a game, exactly. Which brings me to the next point, which is also that it's a rating system. So if you're rated really good, people are going to use you more often. You can kind of brag like, hey, I'm the best Textpert at USC or in my frat or whatever.
So there's an ego boost that can come with the app too. Okay.
Exactly. And thirdly, we might be introducing a monetization area with it, as to where the best Textperts, if you're rated really high, you'll actually be able to charge your own market price.
Oh, wow. For the advice?
For giving the advice.
Oh, that's so cool.
So it'll always be free, but there'll always be the option to pay for the best advice.
And how did you get involved in working for this new app?
So I'm actually in BAEP at 451 here at USC's entrepreneurial class, and my co-professor, Greg Champion, he actually came to the class with this opportunity. And as soon as I heard about it, I instantly snatched it up from him. I pretty much didn't let anyone else raise their hand. Because eventually I want to open up my own tech startup as well. And so what better way to do that than to dive right in at the very ground level and just watch it grow.
Right, and this is such an amazing app to be able to do that with.
Absolutely.
When did you notice the app becoming particularly popular?
I think there was a few different inflection points. Probably the first one was pretty much immediately. We started seeing our user base grow for the first few weeks, quadruple. And since then, we pretty much had an average of 18% week over week user growth.
Okay, so it's been consistent?
Absolutely, yes.
Wow, okay, that's awesome. And have there been any media posts or anything like that?
That brings me to the second inflection point as well. So we actually, the first article, our CEO, Ray Christian, did an interview with Huffington Post.
Oh, wow.
So there's an article there, and that seemed to have driven user growth up as well. And now we're doing a big PR push with bloggers, podcasts, things such as that. And that should help us out a lot as well.
And I'm assuming you've used the app quite a bit.
I have.
Have you gotten any advice that's kind of inappropriate or funny or anything like that?
That's actually a good question. We have had a few messages, emails from users saying that they've been trolled or something like that. And so what we do with that is we take their advice, we take their feedback, I should say, and we've actually implemented programs to prevent that. So we have a flagging option. So if someone trolls you and they give you bad advice, you could flag it and it sends it to our systems and we deal with that appropriately.
So like Uber, like rating an Uber driver or
correctly.
Something like that?
So if it's flagged, we'll go through that. But also if you rate them too low, just like an Uber driver, if it falls below 4 out of 5 stars, he's no longer allowed to be an Uber driver. Same with here. If you're below a certain threshold, you're no longer going to be able to give advice.
Okay, and what do people ask about the most on the app for advice?
what do they ask about most?
Like relationships or.
It is the niche right now is relationships, but we've had some crazy stories as well. We've had one lady asking how to ask her son to actually move out when he turns 18.
Okay.
So there's a few different stories about that, but right now we're trying to actually master the niche of the relationship.
Okay. All right, that's great. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
And if you want to step up your texting game, make sure to download Textpert.